What's up, bros? I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of... I already effed it up, damn it. We are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about two movies coming to 4K this week. One we are actually breaking down. I'll let you guys guess which one. Wink, wink.
Like they couldn't tell based off of the title of this episode.
No. We got nothing for Through the Wall. Really quickly though, Caleb, did you? Because I forgot to ask you, did you watch the trailer for the new Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's probably gonna be shit.
Okay,
but I'm still excited.
Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, let's do it. So I guess for Through the Wall, we're gonna talk about the Winnie the Pooh horror film trailer. So we'll get to that. And then after that, we'll be moving on to our headliner, which will be. I'm going to spoil it. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys wanted to guess, but our headliner will be our breakdown of Elvis.
Dude, what the hell?
So, Caleb, what do you say we get started?
I say let's do it.
Need motivation? Angry Dad Podcast. Trying to jumpstart your life? Angry Dad Podcast. You want help getting off the couch? Angry Dad Podcast. You need a verbal kick in the ass? Angry Dad Podcast. You want to hear from somebody who's been through it all? Angry Dad Podcast. I am here for you. You can find me on all podcast platforms.
All right, so getting into 4K Spotlight, the first movie up we have is the movie that we're reviewing this episode, Elvis. So it is not getting any exclusives, but, and I do appreciate this a lot, every single version of this has a different cover art, which I really appreciate. So the 4K just has him, well, not just, has him in his white outfit, which I would say, shit, did he wear this at the end of the movie? I can't remember. Or was it blue?
He wore one of these suits.
Okay.
Like he wore like this was kind of the one where it was his first performance at the International.
Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. So that's the 4K cover. The Blu-ray cover is basically like the poster that was released for this movie, where he's in a black leather jacket. Looks awesome. Freaking love this. And even the freaking DVD has a different cover artwork. It's him when I think we're like first introduced to him, where he's wearing a black shirt and tie with a pink coat, suit coat. Wasn't it pink?
Yeah, it was pink.
Okay, so yeah, he's wearing that on the DVD cover, and you know, kudos to Warner Brothers for like having a different version of Elvis on each of these releases, even though they're just bare bones, just regular releases. I appreciate that they went one step ahead and made each one different.
Yeah, I really appreciate when they do shit like that.
Looking at you, Universal.
I'm surprised that they didn't do one where it's just like the buckle that they designed.
I feel if they would have done a steelbook, that would have been sick.
That would have been a really cool steelbook. Especially if it was like
have.
embossed with all of the
the
shit. Oh, that would have been sick.
Well, just wishful thinking now.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on to Lightyear. That is the next big release this week. And so, like Elvis, every single release of this movie has a different artwork, even if it's just a bare bones Blu-ray and 4K release. Feels like Disney is doing this a lot with their movies. Some do, some don't. But I do appreciate when they do. So the regular Blu-ray of Lightyear just has like I think it was just like the main poster where it's like all of the cast not walking into battle, but like I think it's like them like looking up, and then like above them is Zurg, and then I think it's also like Zurg and Buzz fighting. So kind of bland, but it's still cool. And then the regular 4K release of this is, I swear this was like a teaser poster for the movie. It's just like a side profile of Buzz in his suit and everything with the helmet up. Looks badass.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure that was like the teaser poster, but that's okay. So cool,
right? Oh. And then for a Disney Movie Club exclusive, so since, and I don't know why Disney does this, so with Disney Movie Club, if you want like slipcovers for just regular Blu-rays, this is literally how you have to get them, is through Disney Movie Club. You have to order it through them, because literally the only exclusive thing about Disney Movie Club is you actually get the slipcover for the regular Blu-ray, because the version you'll find in stores does not come with the slipcover. And the slipcover is just Buzz standing, looking out somewhere, and then just holding socks. So kind of bland, but if you want a slipcover for Lightyear on Blu-ray, there you go. That's the only way you're gonna get it. And then, last but not least, we have a Best Buy. Did I just say Best Buy?
It sounded like it.
Wow. We have a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook, and God, I love this cover artwork. It's and I don't know if this was the main poster or another teaser poster, but it's it's Buzz walking into Buzz just walking on a runway, I guess runway. Still full suit, but he doesn't have his headpiece on. You can actually see his hair.
Dude, it looks.
But he does have the helmet
sick.
over, right?
Yeah,
I freaking
it looks
love this
so
Steelbook.
cool.
Oh,
I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Dude, and I'm looking at it right now. The back art is like it's an image of like the launch pad, and it shows him like taking off from the launch pad. That looks incredible.
Oh shit, I haven't even, because Blu-ray.com never shows you the back, and I hate it.
Yeah, I honestly
really
just Googled Lightyear 4K and then
Smart
chose the one. Yeah, and then just kind of was following along with you, trying to figure out which ones you were talking about. And so when you were talking about the Steelbook, I found the one for BestBuy.com, and yeah, it shows like the inside artwork is like when Buzz was taking off, and then Socks is like right next to him. Which I feel like could have done something different with that, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, like that back artwork is the shit.
Right? Oh, such a good. This looks like a great Steelbook. But other than that, that's it for exclusives and just Lightyear in general. I guess they're doing away, or at least for this movie. Actually, wait, no, they're not doing it for Thor: Love and Thunder either. No, I guess Target exclusive it's not a Digibook anymore. Digipack that like comes with like a booklet of like behind the scenes shit. I don't know if they're going to stop doing those now. If they are, that kind of sucks, because like some of those, like, yeah, they're not as good as they used to be, but some of the information you found in the books was kind of cool. So if they are done with those, that is sad, but I guess well. But yeah, that's all I got for a 4K Spotlight. Caleb, do you have anything you want to say about Elvis or Lightyear?
Nope.
All right. Well, then moving on to, I almost said through the. Wait, no, yeah, I am supposed to say. Jeez Louise. Okay, moving on to Through the Wall. Then this was like spur of the moment. We got our first official trailer for Winnie the Pooh. Oh my god, Winnie the Pooh.
Dude, you're having
Blood
a day.
and Honey. I am. Dude, I am so sorry. Yeah, so first trailer for Winnie the Pooh. Oh my god. I'm having a life. That's what I'm having.
Oh, shit.
Oh god. Okay, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey trailer. That's what we got. And like I said earlier, I'm sure it's probably going to be shit. It's not going to be good, probably. But am I going to watch this shit day one? Absolutely. Because Winnie the Pooh turned into a horror movie just sounds like a freaking blast.
Dude, that sounds ridiculously fun. And this trailer looked like shit.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This will be one that we break down, like, without a freaking doubt.
Dude, freaking when so Christopher Robin takes his, I believe, fiance, right? Or was it just his girlfriend?
It's, I don't know. It's someone, his significant other.
There we go. Either or. He takes her back to the 100 Acre Woods to introduce her to his friends, which, if this is how the 100 Acre Woods always looked, kid, you gotta have a better imagination, because this place looked like shit.
Dude, like, no joke. Like, it just, it's interesting to think that, like, I want to know what this kid's imagination was. Like, is this his imagination? Like, this is like, so there's so many things that, like, this could be. Is this just like a couple of, like, swamp people that were pretending to be these animals for this little kid? Like, is this his imagination come to life? Like, what is this?
Dude, that first one has got me thinking hard, and I do not hate that idea.
But the swamp people?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, this is freaking,
I'm intrigued.
I know. They're messing with my childhood in, like, the worst way, because I was a huge Winnie the Pooh fan as a kid. Like,
Same
huge.
here. I
like,
feel you a little more, but
yeah, like, I had such nostalgia for this. And so this movie, I'm almost afraid for it to be good.
I mean, they killed Eeyore.
I know. What the hell? What's up with that? And dude, like, that's what got me with this. It's like when they were like, "Oh, Eeyore's dead," and then they had like the skull. I was just like, okay, so did they like eat him?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's
like, obviously these aren't like this isn't an actual bear and pig. This is these big ass dudes in a mask.
I mean, but maybe with this movie, they have to say, like, oh, no, these are actually supposed to be a bear and a pig, with it being such a low-budget horror film.
If that's what they are trying to pull off, that is absolute horse shit.
My question, and I'm sure it's just because, like, Disney owns the rights to those characters, but I really wonder if they are allowed to mention any of the other 100 Acre Wood Gang. Like, are they allowed to mention... I don't think they're allowed to mention Tigger. I think I read somewhere that they're not allowed to mention Tigger.
That would be incorrect, though. So Disney owns the rights to their rendition of Winnie the Pooh and the 100 Acre Woods characters.
Okay,
but everyone in from the original stories is free game, and they had all those characters.
So Disney didn't add any characters to...
Not that I'm aware of. Like, okay. Kanga, Roo, Owl, Rabbit, Piglet, Eeyore, even the Heffalumps and Woozles.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, did they... Okay.
Like, so, with the Heffalumps and the Woozles, we did not ever... In the books, we did not ever see them.
Okay.
Unlike the Disney Winnie the Pooh. Disney Winnie the Pooh did show us the Heffalumps and Woozles, but the books never did. They did talk about them, but they never showed them.
Okay.
So the Heffalumps and Woozles are they are free game. They just you can't use any of the you can't copy Disney's look for them at all. So I think that's why they threw Winnie the Pooh in overalls
and gave frickin' Piglet actual frickin' horns.
Oh, like the tusk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie looks like it's going to be nuts, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be on any streaming service or if it's only just going to be straight to Blu-ray and DVD.
Is it really called Winnie the Pooh? I thought it was just called. Oh shit, it is. Dude, there's no way in hell that they pull off that this is an actual bear.
I guess we'll find. When does this movie come out? Does it say?
Let's see. An official release date is yet to be announced.
Damn it.
Yeah, but filming wrapped in May of 2022. So I would probably expect it to come out either later this year, maybe, or early next year. Possibly springtime.
Okay.
That would be my guess. So, I'm ridiculously excited for this.
Like I said, I just know it's going to be shit, but even if it is shit, I'm going to love every single minute of it.
Yeah, but it's who knows, dude? Who knows, what this is going to be?
Yeah.
For all we know, this could surprise the ever-living hell out of us.
I mean, yeah, you're not. Gotta imagine it being one of our favorite movies of 2022.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Alright, so the director, let's see what else he's done. Oh my gosh, he's doing a Peter Pan horror movie.
Oh my god. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Oh my god, it sounds amazing.
Dude, he's never freaking done anything.
When those two properties became public domain, he's just yes, my time has come.
Okay, but his freaking director credits are not giving me hope that this is going to be good.
Oh shit.
So, holy shit. Each one of these is more ridiculous than the last. So all of his so he has one short that came out in 2014 that he has a director credit on. Okay. And then he has 3 movies coming out in 2022 that are in post-production right now. He has 2 or 3 additional movies on top of that are also in post-production. And then the Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare is filming right now. So he has 6 movies in post-production right now.
God damn.
Yeah, and yeah, this is not giving me hope for good things. So his first project is called Demonic Christmas Tree.
That sounds amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Next is Fire NATO.
Okay, that one sounds stupid.
The next is Sky Monster.
That sounds like such a generic name for a horror film.
I know. Then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Then The Rise of the Loch Ness.
Oh, God.
And then Dinosaur Prison.
Okay, I'm down for that one. Dinosaur Prison and the Christmas Tree one. I'm down. I actually want to watch those.
Dude, this is gonna be hilarious. So I'm looking up what the synopsis for these movies. So, Sky Monster. A magnetic force pulls a small plane into the Bermuda Triangle. Now a group of friends find themselves stalked by a beast. ... In the clouds.
Jesus.
Alright, let's do
Wow.
Fire NATO next.
God.
Holy shit. An accountant for the mob has to escape a whirlwind of fire while he's chased by armed robbers. Freaking learn to write English, people. Alright. Demonic Christmas Tree. Oh, this one doesn't even have a plot.
That's all. Yeah, it's because all you need to know about the movie is the title. It's a demonic Christmas tree.
I know, but it's supposed to come out in October 2nd. Freaking stupid. All right. Let's see what Rise of Loch Ness gives us. Okay, the Rise of Loch Ness. Oh my gosh, dude. There's this person, this actress, May Kelly. She's literally in like all of these projects.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Alright, let's see. A group are sent to discover what happened to a recent lost ship, only to discover the horror that awaits them lurking below. Dude, holy shit. She is that actress is legitimately in every single one. I just checked, she's in freaking Winnie the Pooh too. Let's see. Is she in Demonic Christmas Tree? Yep. So she's legitimately in every single one of these projects.
That's amazing.
Like, is this his girlfriend or something? Like,
oh, it's like, Rob Zombie with Sherry Moon Zombie.
alright, let's see what Dinosaur Prison is. Well, this is stupid. What do you think, like, if I were to tell you, hey, there's a movie called Dinosaur Prison, what's it about?
I would assume dinosaurs in today's day and age, but they're in prison.
You pretty much got it right on the head. The description,
Oh.
a prison that has caged dinosaurs.
Okay. My question, though, is how sturdy is that prison? Because I feel you have to literally make the sturdiest prison that has ever been crafted in the world to hold a dinosaur.
Yeah, you would think. This is...
I mean, as you can see, the Jurassic Park films still haven't gotten it down.
Shit. Dude, this is so freaking funny. Yeah, he had...
I still have...
So he wrote Dinosaur Prison, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and these two other like random ass movies. This movie's going to be horrible, and I'm here for it. Dude, I'm like, holy shit! Like, this dude's working on a bunch of shit. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He has 21 projects that he's currently working on that have not been released yet.
Damn.
That's ridiculous.
Very.
Yeah, I do not have high hopes for this movie anymore.
I have high hopes for a demonic Christmas tree. That's what I'm most excited for. Anyway. Before this man ruins our childhood anymore, what do you say we get on to our headliner of the evening?
I say let's do it.
So, for this week's headliner, we'll be breaking down Elvis. Caleb, would you like to let everybody know how we break down films on this podcast?
I would love to. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final Albrose letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and thrown into our algorithm and spit out a letter grade for us to compare this movie to other movies. So it gives us a schoolhouse grade and then gives us a percentage so we can figure out the nitty gritty on where this ranks. So, if you have not seen Elvis, this is a very spoiler-heavy review that we're about to do, and Rose is going to read off the synopsis for the entire film. So if you have not seen it, please do yourself a favor and go check it out. It is available on HBO Max, or like we said, you can get it on 4K when this releases.
Literally the day after. And it's also available for digital purchase right now, like on iTunes and Vudu, shit like that.
Yeah, so if you listen past this point and anything is spoiled for you, it is your own damn fault.
Yeah. All right. For how good I've been doing this episode so far, let's see how I do with Reading with Rose. Here we go. In 1997, Elvis Presley's former manager, Colonel Tom Parker, is on his deathbed having suffered a stroke. Nursing a gambling addiction that has left him destitute, he looks back on how he first met the future king of rock and roll. Raised mostly by his doting mother Gladys, Elvis spent his childhood in the poorest parts of Mississippi. He finds an escape in the comic book adventures of Captain Marvel Jr., and especially in song, though once he moves with his parents to Memphis, he is ridiculed by his peers due to his fascination with the African-American music of Memphis's Beale Street. At this time, Parker is a carnival huckster. Parker is a... Oh my god. I tried, guys, I tried. Parker is a carnival huckster who fancies himself a modern-day P.T. Barnum. Although Parker is partnered... Why is that funny to me? Oh my god.
I apologize for Rose. I assume he did drugs.
No, I'm just off my meds today. That's all it is.
Good hell.
I don't know why that's so funny. It's not, right? Like, I'm not losing... I know I'm losing my mind, but you don't find that funny too, right?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
I think what's funny is your reaction towards it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that word, with country singer Hank Snow, Parker immediately realizes Elvis's crossover potential when he hears the white artist sounding black on the groundbreaking single, That's All Right. That night, he sees Elvis at a Louisiana hayride performance, finding him a talented musician with strong sex appeal. Parker persuades Elvis to let him take exclusive control of his... I'm sorry.
Well, we've done it. We broke Rose.
It's about damn time. Okay. So Elvis lets him take exclusive control of his career, beginning a meteoric. I think I used that word correctly, probably not. Ascent that sees the Presley family lifted out of poverty. The regional public is divided in their views of the singer. Segregationist Southern Democrat Mississippi Senator Jim Eastland expresses the view that Elvis's music will corrupt white children, stoking racial hostility. Eastland calls Parker to an informal hearing, during which he questions Parker about his mysterious past. After Elvis's charged dance moves at a concert, the singer finds himself facing potential legal trouble. Parker persuades the government to draft Elvis into the U.S. Army instead to avoid any legal entanglements. During his military service in West Germany, Elvis is devastated by his mother's alcoholism-induced death. He only recovers when he meets Priscilla, I'm going to butcher her last name, Below? I think so. Priscilla Below. After his discharge, he resumes his movie career, and years later, he marries Priscilla. As the popular culture of the 1960s passes him by, Elvis is heartbroken by the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy. Although he wants to become more politically outspoken in his music, Parker only allows him to release frivolous, feel-good songs. Elvis eventually decides to revamp his image with the help of an outside group of consultants, redirecting a corporate-sponsored Christmas special television shoot into a career revival based on a return to older songs and a direct acknowledgement of Elvis's use of sexuality and performance via the wardrobe choice of an all-black leather performance outfit. The film depicts the performance choices in the special, including the closing number "If I Can Dream," as being presented and perceived as acts of political commentary. Corporate sponsors are infuriated and threaten litigation, while Parker is disgusted, believing Elvis to have been brainwashed by hippies. Nevertheless, the show is a massive hit. After the special, Elvis headlines at the largest showroom in Las Vegas, the International Hotel, and then resumes concert tours. Parker's control of Elvis's life becomes even stronger as he refuses Elvis's request for a world tour and tricks him into signing a contract for a lengthy Las Vegas casino residency. Elvis discovers that Parker cannot travel abroad because he is a stateless illegal immigrant. Having surrendered his original Dutch citizenship, he would not be able to return to America after leaving. When he attempts to fire Parker, the manager responds by suing him for an impossible large sum of money. They argue, and Parker convinces Elvis that the two need each other. They rarely see each other afterward, though Parker continues in his role as manager. Elvis's behavioral issues and prescription drug addiction overtake him, and a despondent Priscilla divorces him in 1973, taking their daughter Lisa Marie with her. Elvis continues a rigorous schedule of shows that leaves him increasingly exhausted. Shortly before his death in 1977, Elvis expresses his greatest fear to Priscilla, that no one will remember him after he is gone. At one of his final shows, Elvis, now bloated and pale, sings Unchained Melody and ends the performance with thunderous applause. As he finishes his recollection, Colonel Parker dies, impoverished and alone, while Elvis is beloved worldwide and is the best-selling solo artist in history.
Hell yeah.
God, that's my worst one so far.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it's up there. But we got through it.
I think it's... Apparently I have like a child's mind tonight, because I think it's the whole like OPP situation.
Oh, good hell.
Oh.
Oh, man. Alright, so just let's kick this off with getting into story. This was an interesting tale. Like, at least the perspective was interesting.
Yeah, because, I mean, hell, I really knew, like, I know nothing about Elvis except for his songs, and I don't even know every single song. So the way that they handled his life, the way the way that they decided to tell this story, the way that Baz Luhrmann decided to take on Elvis's story, captivating, honestly. Like, I was hooked from the first scene.
Yeah, they did a really, really good job of just capturing your attention and holding it. I would almost dare say that the movie kind of comes off as, like, chaotic. Like I think they hold you enough, like, keep you in the loop, so you kind of understand everything that's going on as you go. but it just comes off as like really chaotic.
That's fair, considering that literally the opening scene is Elvis collapsing on the floor as he's about to go on stage, and his manager, Colonel Peterson, right?
Parker.
Parker. God damn it, sorry. Colonel Parker literally saying, "Oh, whatever you have to do to get that boy on that stage tonight, no matter what, like you have to inject in him, anything," and just seeing that all go down and literally what the Colonel has turned Elvis into, even though like having no context, because I mean, I'm sure other people had context, but I had like literally none. So like seeing that and like just seeing how he treated Elvis being the first scene, like I'm just like, oh my God, I'm really very interested to see how they got to this point, and just like how he honestly grew as a dick throughout the movie.
Dude, straight up. Like, I knew a little bit about Elvis. Like, not a whole ton. Like, I couldn't give you, I probably didn't know a majority of the information that we were given in this movie. But, I mean, I knew a decent amount about Elvis. Never knew about Tom Parker and, like, that whole conundrum. But I was under the impression that Elvis was, like, a junkie. Like, and, like, yes, he turned into one, but it was, like, so late into his career. Like, I thought he was, like, a junkie throughout. So, kind of, like, when they made that switch or made that call where, oh, we're going to be doing this, like, super crazy tour, 15 cities, 15 days, and this is how you'll rest, like, we'll freaking drug you up so you can sleep, and then that, like, obviously that gets him freaking hooked and just ruins his life.
Yeah.
And so that's like the turning point for me, where I was just like, oh shit. Like, he was like a solid stand-up guy, like a majority of his
really
career.
Was. Yeah.
I mean, he did some shady shit with, like, especially his like with his wife when he was going around like kissing all of the girls in the
dude,
audience.
when that happened, I'm like, Priscilla, you got something to say about this?
Yeah, I know. I was just like, dude, your wife is like right there. And like, what the shit are you doing?
I can just imagine her just being like, no tongue, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I know, but shit.
Oh no, hell, I wouldn't even be okay with my husband just doing like one peck on the lips.
Yeah, right?
Like, he was going full in.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that was like a full-on kiss.
Dude, straight up. But I don't know about you. I really appreciated this perspective. Like, we kind of get Elvis's stories through the eyes of Tom Parker. And it was so interesting the way that, like, at least the way that it came off. Like, Tom Parker never seemed to be the type of person that was like accountable for his actions, or held accountable for his actions, right?
No, I mean, because like, yeah, like when like at the ending of the movie when they're saying like, oh, this is what happened to Tom Parker, I was really hoping it would say jail time, but then it literally just said, oh no, all the whole Presley estate cut ties with him, and then he literally spent the rest of his days in Las Vegas spending all of his money on slots and just dying slowly. I'm just like, okay, at least he like he got sick and died. I know it's really fucked up to say. Guy deserved it though. But like what he did to Elvis and like literally pushing him to his deathbed, I feel he should have gotten jail time. It's not only for that, but for how much he screwed Elvis over.
Dude, straight up. Taking 50%?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. And that's like taking into consideration that most managers and whatever only take 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he was getting paid 5 times more than any other manager. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude, and it's so sad too, because it kind of like opened and then slammed the door shut on the potential Elvis story that we could have gotten.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they were talking about, like, all this world tour stuff, all the stuff that he had planned for this. Like, hey, you got your own private jet to fly you to and from these international events where they're willing to pay you millions of dollars for, like, a single night. And blah, blah, blah. And just, like, if he would have just cut ties with Parker, if he would have just cut those freaking ties, and we could have, like, gotten that part of Elvis, I think Elvis could have been so much bigger than he was. Like,
absolutely.
And that's like, he's freaking Elvis Presley. Like, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, consider he's the king of rock and roll.
Yeah, like, it was so sad to see that. It was freaking heartbreaking.
Yeah, really. Dude, I was not expecting them because, like how in the summary, it points out that, like, towards the end of his career, like, one of his last performances, you could tell that he was, like, becoming, like, super bloated from all the medication he was on and everything. I did not expect when they actually, like, did that final show that they would actually show after that, like, snippets of, like, the moments that they covered in this movie that were actually caught on real life camera that are actually of Elvis Presley.
Holy shit, dude. Like, I must have blinked or something because when they started showing the footage of, like, real Elvis, like, I was caught off guard.
I mean, that just shows, like, how amazing performance Austin Butler did. And of course, we'll talk about that in acting. But
yeah. Dude, I was... Like, I looked away for, like, maybe a second to answer a question Brielle had, and then I look back, and then it's, like, real Elvis, and I'm just like, dude, the freaking, like, did they just improve the makeup? Like, in between shots?
Dude,
like,
straight up.
I'm like, that looks like Elvis! Then when they, like, looked, I'm like, oh shit, that is Elvis! Like... Oh, it was so good. It was so freaking good.
You know what's the only problem that I have with this movie?
What's that?
And this would, I guess, go into music too. Rubberneckin' was not in this movie at all. What the hell?
Rubberneckin'?
You never heard that Elvis song?
No.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah, I'm, like, dead serious.
It goes like, stop, look, and listen, baby, because it's my philosophy. It's called Rubberneckin', baby, and it's all right with me.
Dude, I have no idea.
And dude, I'm flying to Georgia. I'm kicking your ass for not knowing this Elvis Presley song.
Dude, I freaking listen to Elvis all the, like, I
gotta
used
make
to
sure
be, like, a huge fan of Elvis. Like, I listen to all of his shit. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, Rubberneckin'. It's an Elvis Presley song.
Not a very well-known one.
Bullshit. I feel a lot of people know this song. All right, we're gonna have to put a poll out on our social media. How many people know Rubberneckin'? Because apparently Caleb does not. He does not think it's a popular Presley song, and I absolutely disagree.
Dude, I'd have to listen to it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to pause real quick and listen to it just to see if I know the song. So,
okay.
1 second. Okay, I have never heard that song in my life.
Oh my god, what? Okay, you have homework. You have to listen to the whole song. That is such a great Elvis song. I can't believe you've never heard Rubberneckin'.
Dude, never in my life.
Oh my god!
Shit.
Wow, okay.
Anyway, getting back into the story.
You think you know a guy.
Yeah, you think.
Just kidding.
No, but I really, and this is more like, actually, yeah, it's more of a writing thing. I'll bring it up when we get into writing. It's just kind of has something to do with like Tom Parker,
Oh, okay.
but I really liked Elvis's whole, like, the way they went about like telling his story. Like, they didn't start out his story like at the very beginning. It was
That's
like
true.
Which was really cool. It only focused on the point in time where Tom Parker became a part of Elvis's life.
Yeah, I mean, he
So-
does mention like this is where he came from. This is how he like grew up, but like literally, it's only like a couple minutes, if that.
Yeah, so it's like obviously like the basic stuff that you learn about a person.
Yeah,
So I thought that was like incredibly interesting. Like, oh shit, like we're not getting like Mr. Nobody Elvis. We're getting like just starting to gain his popularity Elvis. And that was insane. Like it was so cool to watch, because I feel like with most stories, like with like it's hard not to compare it to them, but like with Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man, we get the backstory behind like where they came from and all this stuff, and we did get that, but it was like later in the film, and so it made it
yeah,
a little bit more interesting. So I think the way that they went about like telling us, like giving us that context was really cool. And like the way that they shared like the story of like what happened with his dad, like going to prison for, I forget what it was.
it was a
Like,
bounce check.
About, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, his dad wrote a bad check, went to prison, and then when he got out, they just they struggled so bad they had to go into like a black neighborhood, and that's how he was introduced to this lifestyle.
Well,
So-
technically, they moved into the black neighborhood while his dad was in prison. That's why they had to, because like I'm assuming the dad was like the breadwinner, and so his mom wasn't able to get that. I guess his mom couldn't get a job, or I don't know what exactly was happening. But so yeah, that's why they had to move into a black neighborhood.
Okay. But yeah, like crazy interesting, like really interesting story. And then the way that he got into music and like the things that he took from his childhood that just came back, and like talking about Captain Marvel Jr. and the Rock of Eternity, like freaking nuts, dude. Like, oh, like one thing that I really liked too was the reveal. I mean, we knew about it kind of, but like just when they revealed the shady shit that Tom Parker was doing, and like after he was like drugged out of his mind or passed out like right before the show, and then he like came and like while they were trying to wake him up and dunking his head in like the ice water, how he was reflecting on all these like little hints about what was going on and like his secret plans. Like it was, it was like fascinating.
Oh, yeah,
And dude,
absolutely.
like if I had a time machine, I would want to go like with basically like any of these people like that we've seen these backstories for, with like Freddie Mercury or Elton John or with Elvis, I would want to go to the show that he did where he fired Tom Parker.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Like that audience was so uncomfortable. It was hilarious. Like, they got this like amazing show, and then he just loses his mind, and everyone's just like dead silent. Like, oh shit! Like, what do we do? Like, if I ever get my hands on a time machine, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like like, this movie is going to include one person in the back just like laughing their ass off. And that will be me.
You know what? I respect it.
Oh, but overall, super solid story. Like, manages to keep your attention the entire time. Like, there were no moments where I felt like, oh, this is going on too long, or this is boring, or whatever.
Yeah, no, none.
Ugh. So, what are you thinking for writing or story?
I'm definitely in the 90s. I just don't know if I'm in like the high 90s. I'm going to say I'm going to go in 93.
I might go... Actually, I was thinking I was going to go higher than you, but I think I might match you. Like, 93 is a solid score for this one. Alright, moving on over to writing. So just the one thing that I wanted to address. I really liked how they kind of made Tom Parker feel like someone who doesn't take accountability for his actions. Like, they set that up throughout, right? And then at the end, when he's explaining like what happened to Elvis, and he's saying like "you" a lot, like talking to the audience and saying basically blaming the audience for what we did to Elvis. Like, you did this, like you caused this, like it's your fault that you guys made him popular, so I could take advantage of that. Like it felt like he was blaming the viewer. And I'm like, dude,
oh, yeah,
what?
Absolutely.
Like, what a dick.
Like, well, first of all, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. But I just love that little moment. It just kind of made me like reflect on his character even more, and like he hasn't taken like he hasn't admitted to anything that he's done.
Yeah. Yeah, he really hasn't. God, yeah. Oh, he's such a dick. Such a dick.
Yeah. Gosh, I did really like the dialogue that he was having, or that Tom Parker was giving us during the first performance that he saw of Elvis's, and talking about like the sign of a good performer is that they give you emotions, or they give you feelings that you're not sure you're supposed to like.
Yes, that was so cool.
That was crazy. And just like the reaction that Elvis was getting from this group of women. Like, he was driving them nuts. Like, and I'm just like, shit, dude.
The way that they were diving on stage. Freaking, oh, wow.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, in the freaking 40s, too? Or 50s, whenever the hell this took place.
I freaking love the one guy that's just like, is that a woman's undergarments that I see on the stage right now?
Yeah, dude, that was so funny. And seeing, like, freaking props to the extra women that performed in this. You sold that so well. Every single one of you.
Yeah, like, you could, there's no doubt that you could tell that they were reaching for that D. They were reaching for that D.
Dude, I was talking to Brielle about it. I'm like, dude, there has to be someone alive today, like someone's grandmother that freaking messed around with Elvis and is like taking it to her grave.
I mean, yeah, considering that Priscilla Presley's still alive, yeah, there has to be at least someone.
Yeah, right? But, freaking nuts, dude. Like, it was so good. And then, like, it was cool, too, because it's like, I really appreciated the cinematography in that moment, because it just kind of showed, or gave us, like, a really good reason why they were getting that worked up over him.
Yeah.
Like, they were just showing close-ups of his legs, like, wiggling around and all of that, and just, like, when he was moving, like, his hips and everything, it's just, like, the close-up shots of that, and then, like, just kind of going back and forth between that and the women's faces, like, really shines that light on, like, okay, like, yeah.
Dude, straight up.
Here's an interesting question for you. So, Brielle was asking me this after we watched Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is our, like, modern-day Elvis equivalent? Like, obviously, there's no one out there right now, I feel, or at least that I'm not aware of. There's no one that's, like, up on the same level as Elvis. But, who would you say is, like, our Elvis equivalent?
I don't even know. Like, is there, like, can you even come even close to being equivalent to Elvis?
That's, like, what I was having a hard time answering that. Like, she was saying it was Harry Styles, and it's not necessarily because, like, his music's good or anything. It's just, like, how crazy women go over him. And I'm like, I've seen a decent amount of, like, videos where that's true.
And, I mean, Harry Styles is actually, like, a really nice guy for what he does to his fans. Because, like, have you seen, like, what he does for, like, the LGBTQT community?
I've not.
So, if, like, he sees a fan, like, waving a pride flag, whether it be just, like, the regular, like, main pride flag or, like, the lesbian flag, bisexual, asexual, transgender, any flag, he'll reach down and grab it from them, and he'll just be like, okay, once I put this over my head, you're officially out. Are you sure you're cool with this? Like, I think he says their name and everything, and he'll, like, make a big, huge deal about putting it over his head and, like, putting on a big show about it. I freaking love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, right?
I mean, shit, that is kind of very Elvis-esque.
Yeah, I can
like,
see
obviously
something like that.
Yeah, at least like modern day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the way that he was like a very big advocate for like black rights and everything, and anti-segregation and all that other stuff.
I love seeing them explore that kind of stuff in this movie.
Yeah, like I never knew how much his roots like just dug into that lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Or
either.
not that lifestyle, the culture.
Yeah, just seeing like how hard the death of Martin Luther King Jr. hit him. Just such powerful writing.
Yeah, like just incredible writing there. Brielle kind of laughed at it, but I actually really liked the flashback to when he was a kid, and he hears the music going on in that church, and he's like kind of getting into the middle of it, and his friend goes to grab him, and like the pastor stops him, and he's like, "Stop!" Like he's with the spirit now. Like while he's dancing and doing all that good stuff. Like
I didn't want to laugh because I felt like I was a jerk if I laughed. I would have felt like a dick.
no, like I think it was kind of pulled off. I think it was like delivered in a way to be a joke, but also
Really?
not
Okay.
at the same time. Like it's kind of a weird scene.
Because I mean, I can understand why Brielle laughed. I get because I mean the kid's facial features and like the way he's moving his hands. I'm like, okay, I get it. If you get into the music, I get it. But like, do people really get into it like that?
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I've never once gotten into music like that. Like, maybe I'm just not like
neither.
one with the spirit or anything.
Same here, apparently.
But I freaking loved it, dude. Like, I loved every second of that. Like, just showing where he got his inspiration from, and like the situations that he would get his inspiration from. One thing that I didn't know from, and it kind of like made me question it in this. Elvis didn't write any of his songs. All of his songs come from like black culture, like songs that he heard growing up. And so like yeah, so his like a lot of them, like some of them were like written for him and like and all of this other stuff. So he was never like a songwriter. Like he was always just the voice bringing that to the world. And so like hearing like the Hound Dog song and all of this other stuff, like the one guy that I don't know who it was. I'm trying to look at the cast list to see if I can figure out who the hell it was. But the guy, so when he was talking with B.B. King and the guy that was playing on the piano and everything, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, like I love this song. I'd love to record it." And like the way B.B. King was just like, "Yeah, but if you recorded it, you would make a buttload more money from it than this guy would." And it's a song that I know Elvis didn't sing. So it's just like he was very like, it felt like he was very conscious of that kind of stuff. Like he knew like, okay, that's that person's song. And like it felt like more like it didn't feel like he was stealing songs. It felt that he was just taking these songs that he's heard before and bringing it to the mass or to the masses. Yeah. So I really appreciated that it didn't feel like, oh, he's stealing or anything. Overall, like the rest of the dialogue was like really freaking good.
Agreed.
I wouldn't quite put it on the same level as the story.
That's what I was thinking. It's a tad below.
Yeah. Personally, I think I'm going to like a 91 with that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna match you.
All right, moving on over to acting. Honestly, the big two in this were Austin Butler, who played Elvis, and Tom Hanks, who played Colonel Tom Parker. A couple of the extras. We had Olivia DeJong, who played Priscilla. Helen Thompson, who played Gladys, who was Elvis's mother. Richard Roxburgh, who played Vernon, who was Elvis's father, and then Kelvin Harrison Jr., who played B.B. King. So, with this one being like top 2, like I'm pretty sure we're both going Austin Butler for 1.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, and then Tom Hanks for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only important thing. So you want to talk about Elvis, and I'll talk about Parker?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, freaking. What else can you say with Austin Butler except for perfection? This guy embodies Elvis like so well. It's incredible. Like he even pointed out in an interview, like he spent months just studying as many interviews, movies that he could find on Elvis, trying to get his impression down perfectly, because all of the music in this movie, it is actually sung by Austin Butler. They did like in post production, like add like a little bit of the real Elvis's like lines in, like a little bit of his voice, but literally like 99% of the singing voice that you hear coming from Austin Butler is actually his voice. That is him singing as Elvis, which is just incredible because it is so good.
I thought they did what they did with Rami Malek.
No, he didn't. Yeah, no, he did not just lip sync.
Did he really sing all of that?
Yep.
Dude, no freaking way.
Yeah, that is really Austin Butler.
I'm fact checking you because that was amazing.
I just read this in like an. I swear, I just read this in like an interview, like 30 minutes before we recorded.
With snippets of the real singer blended in later on. Holy shit, dude!
Right?
Dude, the acting just like went up astronomically for me.
Hell yeah!
Holy
dude,
shit!
Incredible. He got the voice down. He got the actual like singing voice down. Just everything. I have nothing bad to say about Austin Butler as Elvis Presley. Like, I could literally go on for hours of how amazing this man is as Presley and just how he embodies him. He's incredible, and I would put him up with the ranks of how well Taron Egerton embodied. Oh my God,
Elton John.
Elton John, thank you, and Rami Malek with Freddie Mercury. Holy shit, amazing, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Holy balls, dude!
Right?
That is awesome.
Right? It's so cool.
Shit, like I want to hear like the original songs, like where it's just him. Like I want to hear them like side by side.
I'm sure if you like really listen closely, I'm sure you could tell like a little bit of difference, but like barely.
Obviously, I freaking couldn't because I thought it was Elvis.
Oh God, that's amazing.
Holy shit, dude! That is damn. Oh my gosh, I was legitimately at like maybe like a 92 for acting. I'm in the high 90s now. That was pure perfection.
Right?
Like, oh damn. Oh, but like talking about Tom Hanks' performance real quick as Colonel Tom Parker. It's so weird to see Tom Hanks in like the villain role.
Dude, straight up. I was just about to comment on that. I don't like it.
It's so interesting because like you know what he's doing. Like, you know that he's being shady. You know that he's, like, basically screwing Elvis over. But it's also, like, it's Tom Hanks. So he does it in, like, such a likable way.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it makes me wonder, like, was Tom Parker, like, that likable? Like, he had to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had to be. For what he was able to get away with, he had to be.
Like, shit. Like, I had such, like, a weird, like, feelings about him, or mixed, like, feelings about him, because I'm like, okay, was he just, like, was he that nice to Elvis? Like, was he just that, like, that charming, or was he just smart enough to, like, outsmart him? Because when he's talking about, like, the international tour, like, hey, you could be doing here, freaking, like, just get a shit ton of money before you, like, take off across the world. And, like, so it, like, I know that was, like, a trick to get Elvis into signing with the International for so many years. But it's like, was that smarts or was that charm? Like, I really wish that I would know. I kind of want to do, like, more background on Tom Parker, just to get an idea for who he was and how well Tom Hanks portrayed him. But for what he pulled off, like, it was great to see this. And just Tom Hanks does a really good, what was it, like a Dutch accent?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to look real quick, see what. Yeah, just a bunch of quotes and stuff. Not really any info on Tom Parker. But yeah, like, his accent was on point. Like, never freaking wavered from that accent, like, at all. I felt. And just masterclass. And there wasn't a single extra in this movie that, like, messed it up for me. Like, everyone was just so perfectly cast. Like, freaking shout outs to Olivia de Jong about, like, who played Priscilla. Like, she played her role so freaking well.
No, absolutely agree. I mean, considering that she didn't come into the movie until much later on, absolutely agree.
Yeah, like, when she came in with, like, a freaking power.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, again, one of those things that was just another incredible performance to watch. And you could tell, like you could feel the love and the sadness that she had when she left Elvis. Like, she didn't, like, you knew that she still loved him, but just couldn't do that with him anymore.
Yeah.
And it freaking heartbreaking.
Seriously, though.
But everyone freaking masterclass of performances. Like, honestly, like, if there's an extra that I have issues with, he's so far down the list, it's not even worth bringing up. But shit. Yeah, the whole singing thing, like, dude, like, I'll throw this into acting. You, like, I don't think either of us brought this up. You could freaking feel the effort that Austin Butler put into his singing performances.
Oh, dude, absolutely. He got into them so hard, and I loved it so much.
Yeah, with how hard he was sweating, holy balls,
yeah.
dude. I wouldn't be.
You better have gotten a nice paycheck for this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the effort that he put into this, I would not have been surprised whatsoever if that was, like, real sweat.
Dude, straight up.
Like, he did incredible at just making you feel the weight of these performances and just the the power that Elvis had on stage. Like, it's when I think of like the all-time greatest performers, Freddie Mercury is like number one because he could just command an audience. But number two, like, I'm sitting there with freaking Elvis. Like, Elvis just had a way of performing with like all of the effort that he could possibly muster.
Yeah. Seriously, though.
Like, hell, even Tom Parker, like his narration at the end, the last time that he got to see Elvis perform, like when he was like sitting at the piano and having someone like hold the mic for him because he could barely walk. Like the way that he said, he's just like, yeah, he could barely walk, like he was not doing well, but when he sang, he didn't lose anything. Like it was just as good as any other performance that he's ever given. And I'm like, that like that alone was like super powerful.
Absolutely agree.
Honestly, I'm in the high 90s for acting.
Yeah, I'm at like a 90. I'm gonna go at 97.
I'm actually like right below you at 96.
Nice.
All right, next up we got character development, which this one's a little tough to do.
Like you can't decide to do it either on Elvis or the Colonel, or
yeah. Like
I feel I would do Elvis, but that's just me.
Yeah. Like, okay, with Elvis, you get to see like this like really good start of working with the Colonel and kind of like going along with what the Colonel wants, even like despite it being against his mother's wishes. And then once his mother dies, it's just kind of like it just takes a dive where he's like becoming so reliant on the Colonel. And then the Colonel's just running every aspect of his life to a point where he becomes unrecognizable to himself. And then he works his way back up there. And then he just, again, takes another freaking dive. As soon as he starts getting into the drugs and getting into the performances at the International and all of that shit. Like, it's insane to see that, like, that wave. And regardless of this being like, if we were talking about this being like a good arc, like this is definitely one of those negative arcs, but done well.
Yes, absolutely agree.
Like you just see like a steady decline of Elvis, but they ended it on such like a bright note in a way.
They did. I mean, even though unfortunately Elvis did die very young. He died at, was it 42?
47, I think.
I was 47.
Yeah, pretty sure. Like, I how old was Elvis when he died? Oh, I was wrong. 42.
Okay, so it was 42.
Damn,
God, you're so young.
No shit, dude. Holy crap. Like, how old's Priscilla? Is Priscilla older than him?
No, she was younger.
She was younger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like they mentioned in the movie, like they were like, oh my god, how far apart. You know what? I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, so if Elvis was alive today, he would be 87 years old.
Really? Wow. Okay, so they're 10. So yeah, they're 10 years apart.
Okay, so she's like in her 70s, late 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, freaking sad.
Yeah, it really is. But, I mean, like you pointed out, it does end on a happier note with just showing, like, how much of an impact Elvis had on his fans, and how I love how they point out at the end that he is still the number one single, he's the number one solo selling record artist of all time.
I'm Googling that right now to see if it... Oh, still number one.
Woo!
Yeah, it goes Elvis, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Elton, Rihanna. Holy shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, damn.
Go Rihanna.
Dude, number 5. Like, right with those with those 4 people above her. Shit.
I mean, Umbrella is a freaking jam. I don't care what anyone tells me.
Honestly, I'm surprised that she beat out Beyonce.
Oh, you know what? Fair enough.
Like, damn. Like, let's see if Beyonce even like makes this list. Dude, she doesn't even make the list.
God damn.
Like, okay, so it's Elvis, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Elton John, then Rihanna, Eminem, Taylor Swift, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and then Celine Dion.
That is so cool that Eminem is on there.
That's
awesome.
That's another weird one. It's so weird, like to think that Rihanna, Eminem, and Taylor Swift are on the same like level, like
because their music is just so different from each other.
Yeah, dude, but it's like not even freaking close. Like Elvis and Michael Jackson are really close together, so like 1 and 2. But then it like drops a shit ton in like the units sold. So
shit, really?
Yeah. So Madonna is at 340 million units, right?
Okay.
So she's number 3. Number 2, Michael Jackson is at 1 billion units.
Holy shit.
And then Elvis is at 1.5 billion units.
Yeah, I love it.
So even if Madonna were to triple her sales, I'm pretty sure she still wouldn't freaking reach. Like, okay, actually that might be a little oversold. So if she were to double her units sold, she'd be at like 680 million. Like, still wouldn't even be cracking Michael Jackson range. That's nuts.
Oh yeah, dude, that is absolutely nuts.
Oh, anyway, getting back to the character arc of Elvis. It's hard. It's like I've said, it's really hard to base this stuff off of like a real person's life.
Yeah. Because it's hard to be, you feel like an asshole if you're just
you
like,
can't
oh
say,
yeah,
like, I
the
wish
way
they
your
would've
life is told. Wish you would have had a better life. You get a C- of a life.
Yeah, the writers on your story kind of suck. So, I mean, the development that he did go through, like I said, even though it is a negative arc and it doesn't end on a happy note, and he kind of was on a steady decline, the way that they were able to capture that story and make us feel not super like depressed when the movie ended,
yeah,
was really well done.
Absolutely agree.
I'm still cracking 90s with this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going 95.
I might be a little lower, like at a 92. But
fair.
Yeah. All right, next up we got effects, which with this movie didn't really have any special effects. So we'll talk more about like the cinematography and all that good stuff.
You got the makeup on Tom Hanks.
That's more costumes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind. Rewind.
Yeah. So with the cinematography and the sets, I liked how big the scale of this movie felt. It didn't feel like it was restrained or restricted to like a super small area.
True.
Yeah,
I'll fully admit when they were putting that just Elvis on the international like billboard, like the huge marquee whatever thing. I don't know. Yeah, that kind of shit gets me hyped. So I'm like, yeah, Elvis.
Dude, I was about to like rip this movie a new ass when it opened up and it was like modern day Vegas. I was like, what the shit is this?
Try?
Yeah, I'm like, you guys didn't even freaking try. like this is such bullshit. Like, that's not like, I was livid, and then it was just like, oh, late 70s. I'm like, oh, or not 70s, like whenever Tom Parker died.
I think he 90s. I think.
Oh yeah, 1997.
Okay.
Yeah, so when he died, it was like more modern day Vegas, so I was but I was ready to freaking like lose my mind. I was like, this is such really bullshit.
Guys, like you said, you didn't even try. Come on.
Oh man. Anyway. But yeah, once they got to like past that and it was like back in time, like they did a really solid job of that. And they did like so there's not really much to note there. But the cinematography on this movie, dude, was crazy. And it kind of helped with like the chaotic feel that I was talking about earlier.
Dude, the freaking one that like really brings I feel the cinematography up so much is the one where the concert where they're saying like, oh, you know, you have to change, you can't do any type of wiggling, you can't even do your finger waving, and don't even think about doing a pelvic thrust and everything, and he just decides, you know, like, F this, I'm going to give the people what they want, the real Elvis Presley. And just like the quick cuts that they do between like the fans and like the police trying to hold them back, of how much Elvis is getting into the song. And then like after the performance of like the police coming in and breaking it all up, and like them taking Elvis away, taking even his parents away, trying to control the fans still, dealing with his band. I freaking loved it.
Yeah, that was super well done. There was lots of like camera spinning, if that's like the word for it, or whatever the hell you would.
Let's just say it is.
Yeah. Like, it just very disorienting when they did shit like that. And yeah. I think that was just kind of meant to enhance the scenes or the shots. So I mean, it worked. It worked really well. Like, it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, like, what the hell's going on? Like, in the moments where that's what he was feeling, like, oh, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of like some other stuff. Like, I think the way that they were able to capture some of his like iconic performances, like the one with that Christmas special, that he was supposed to do.
Yes.
Like, that was really, really
Dude,
well
watching
done.
that like comparison, oh my god. Like freaking everything was just perfect.
Dude, it was. Like, I like lately I've been getting a lot of the side-by-side videos on TikTok. And I always stop and watch it, even though I've watched it like 1 billion times already. But it was really well done. So kudos there. Unfortunately, I think this is probably the lowest score for me. So, I mean, it was above average, like effects wise and everything. Like cinematography was good. But personally, I'm sitting at like maybe an 84.
Okay. I'm gonna go slightly above you. I'm gonna go an 86.
That's completely fair. All right. Next up, we got music. And dude, I've been contemplating this since I watched the movie.
Does knowing that Austin Butler sings all of the songs, does that change the music score for you at all?
Not really, because I already gave the bonus points for the acting.
Fair enough.
What is getting me on this is that they somehow managed to not score a perfect 10. Like, when we talked about doing this movie, I was like, okay, well, obviously music's going to be a number 1, like 10, easy.
Here we are.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that it's not. And here's my argument for it. Like, so where would you sit personally? Like, are you like where I'm at?
I'm personally a 9.
At a 9?
Yeah.
So the reason I'm not at a 10, and I am a huge, I love Elvis's music. What ruined this for me is that they threw in modern artists.
You know, I think I know why they did that. Have you ever seen The Great Gatsby?
Yes.
Okay, so remember how you mentioned earlier that it's directed by the same guy. Was his name Baz Luhrmann?
Yes.
I think that's his name. I don't know if you remember, because I remember a lot of people were mad about this. There is a scene when they're driving down like on a bridge, and they start playing like modern like hip hop jazz. And I know that scene like really pissed a lot of people off. And even in that movie, they play the song "A Little Party Never Killed Nobody," and that is a very modern song. So I feel that that's kind of a very Baz Luhrmann kind of thing. Like, he tries to put in modern songs and make them work and like hope that you don't really notice, but of course you do, because it's like, but that's not Elvis Presley, so of course I'm gonna notice that shit.
It's not even that. It's not even that they were throwing in not Elvis Presley music. It's the fact that they were throwing in like freaking rap shit.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Like, one that pissed me off, and this was like such an interesting thing for me. There's a moment where "Can't Help Falling in Love with You" plays, but it's performed by Casey Musgraves. I love that rendition of that song.
It is a great one.
I hate that it was in this movie.
Damn.
Dude, it legitimately like pissed me off. I'm like, you guys, like, if you want to have other people singing the songs to kind of show, like, hey, this is where Elvis got the inspiration for this song. Like, this is a song that he wanted to share with the world by hearing someone else sing the song. Like, sure, go ahead. Like, I don't care. Like when they did Hound Dog and that one lady was like singing it and he was like listening from the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he overheard like that, but you never hear him sing. Oh, well, I guess you hear him a little bit sing Hound Dog. But anyway, like hearing that, like knowing that that's kind of a modern interpretation of the song, like whatever. I get that one. Like sure. But you want to throw in freaking what's her face? I wrote it down. One sec. Doja Cat. What the shit was that? Who thought that was a good idea?
Apparently Baz Luhrmann. I don't know.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that is what's keeping the soundtrack from a 10 for me. Is that they threw in modern interpretations of the songs instead of putting in the original, like instead of throwing in the Elvis Presley rendition of it or having someone in the movie sing it like they did with that one Hound Dog or That's All Right Mama.
Yeah.
Like the way that like Elvis was like sharing that song and was like heard the guy playing in that one dive bar or whatever, like when he was a kid, like totally understandable. I am completely fine if you want to do that, but don't throw him like walking around the street and throw in freaking Doja Cat or freaking CeeLo Green. Like that is like no. Like, absolutely not. So, yeah. I was going to give this an 8. But Suspicious Minds has been stuck in my head ever since I've finished the movie. So, I'm going up to a 9. But I'm not happy about it because this was an easy 10. And you guys managed to screw it up.
Oh, shit.
Alright, next up in costumes. Dude, the amount of bedazzling this costume team probably had to do was ridiculous.
All I know is if they're not recognized at the Academy Awards this next year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, legit. If they don't get a nomination, if they don't win, like unless they lose to someone who did like a Victorian era like movie, like they have to win.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Like they nailed Elvis's outfits to a T. Like the side by side comparisons with like Elvis's black leather outfit when he was doing that Christmas special, the white suit when he was singing If I Can Dream, or just like any of the other like super famous outfits that he's had, like the white jumpsuit, the blue jumpsuit, the pink suit, like freaking take your pick.
Seriously though.
Like they did amazing on these costumes. And that's not even bringing up the makeup that they did on Tom Hanks.
Yeah, like oh my god, so good.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, of course you can still. You can still tell it's Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Easily.
absolutely.
But still, amazing job.
Yeah, like Tom Hanks isn't winning any awards. Like makeup isn't like the whole makeup team probably isn't going to win any awards for this, but the costumes, dude,
seriously.
Like, absolutely freaking iconic. The only thing that I feel that they didn't quite get right, and I'm actually might not, like, I want to, okay, yeah. The only thing that I feel that they didn't quite get, like, right on the money was Elvis's military haircut.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, it didn't
That's
even look
way
like
too
he
long.
got a haircut.
Yeah, dude, straight up. Like even the sides weren't shaved.
Yeah. Like, I thought that they were going to go a lot deeper with that, but he had, like shaved sides when he was in the military. So, I mean, I feel like they could have done that better.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that is such a minor complaint.
Fair enough.
So, where are you sitting with costumes?
I don't. Are you sitting at a 10? Or are you at a 9?
I'm at. I can be talked up to a 10. Like, if I had to, like, if we did, like, this thing, I'd be at, like, a 9.8. Like, I'm so close to a 10, it's not even funny.
You know, honestly, for just how amazing the costumes were, I would do a 10.
I'll match you. I have no shame matching you there.
Hell yeah.
Alright, last up we got our own personal score for this one.
Do you want me to take this one?
You pick.
I can do it. Or I can
Start off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't know why that was weird, but whatever. Anyway, overall, this is a great music biopic. Austin Butler is amazing as Elvis Presley. He embodies him so well. From the singing to the dancing to the voice, it's incredible. The story that they're able to tell with Elvis's life is both entertaining and heartbreaking. What he goes through, just such a great music biopic, and I really don't have a lot of problems with it. So overall, I'm gonna go a 93.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Really appreciated some of the things I learned about Elvis. And like critically, like I think they did a super solid job. But with this being my own personal score, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did like Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody, which are basically like the same feel of movie. But I mean that doesn't mean that.
Oh, sorry.
No, what?
No, I was gonna say that's kind of funny because like I will fully admit like Bohemian Rhapsody is still number 1 for me, but actually I think Elvis jumped up to number 2. I actually liked it better than Rocket Man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
no, you're good. Yeah, I had a really fun time with this movie. It was good. I'm like not trying to make it sound like it wasn't. It's just there were other like biopics that I enjoyed more, and I think the music really like struck my soul.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so like that just kind of really got under my skin and kind of like made me not enjoy it as much as I feel I could have. But I overall like it is like critically it is a fantastic movie. But personally, I think I'm down in like 86 range.
Okay.
So yeah. So that concludes this breakdown.
I thought. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't know what I was going to say here. Sorry.
All right. But with that brings our story grade to a 93. The writing came in a little bit lower at a 91. Acting shot straight up to a 96.5. The character development brought it down just a hair, sitting at a 93.5. Effects, pretty average, like maybe above average for cinematography, sitting at a solid 85. Music, top-notch music, just dropped down because they could have done better. Sitting at a 9. Costumes, solid 10. Like solid 10. And then our personal score averaged out to an 89.5. So, with all that, the final All Bros letter grade for Elvis has come to A minus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it is sitting at a 92.31%. So that's a lot higher than I thought I was going to get.
Yeah, same here. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, so let's see where it's sitting on our ranking. Ooh. This is extremely interesting placing.
Uh-oh.
All right, so like we said, Elvis is sitting at an A minus, which puts it at a 92.31%. So that puts it directly in line with A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And that puts it above The Eternals, which is at a 92.25. Puts it above Our Friend, which is at a 92.12. Puts it above Logan, which is at a 91.81. Puts it above The Batman, which is at a 91.62. And puts it above Coco, which is at a 91.4.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, so going the opposite direction, it is below the Bob's Burgers movie, which is at a 92.37. It is below Joker, which is also at a 92.37. It is below Pulp Fiction, which is at a 92.43. It's below Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is at a 92.59. And then finally, it is below Last Night in Soho, which is at a 92.62. So the margins here are ridiculously close.
Dude, no kidding. Holy shit. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, right? But funny enough, like I said, I preferred Rocketman. It's... where is it? Oh, here it is. It is above Rocketman.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like comparing it to another movie of its kind. It's above Rocketman by a couple points actually. Like it's actually like a little over 3%. So Rocketman's sitting at an 89.9%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then the other direction, it's below Bohemian Rhapsody by 3%.
Okay.
So they're all equally spaced. So Bohemian Rhapsody is sitting at an A. Elvis is sitting at an A minus, and then Rocketman sitting at a B plus.
That's pretty freaking cool, actually.
Right? So I'm genuinely surprised that it ended up scoring this high.
I'm happy about it, though.
Yeah, I'm not upset. I think, like I said, personal ranking, I would probably put it below Rocket Man, but that's not how we grade things here.
All right. Well, I'd say that will do it for this week's episode. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, be sure to follow us wherever you really listen to podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. I almost said Google Radio.
Google Radio.
Yep. Stitcher, iHeartRadio, radio.com, all that fun stuff. Whatever you're listening on right now, you found us. So there you go. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if that is your preferred listening platform. You can follow us on our social media where you can DM us with any episode ideas, as well as if you want to be a guest on any episode. We would love to have anyone. Anyone is welcome. And those are facebook.com/The Allbros, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok @The Allbros. Or you can email us at theallbroschannel.com if that is your preferred way to contact us. You can check out our website, tinyurl.com/The Allbros if you guys want to get to know us a little more. Or you could also check you can also check out our merch store, which is tpublic.com/user/The Allbros channel. Sooner or later, it will be switched to Teespring. It's just, I think Caleb mentioned this last week, it's just getting as many freaking episode artworks as we had transferred to Teespring. It's a long process.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like, we have 200, like, as of this episode, we have 237 episodes out. So anytime I'm like, hey, we can upload this shit, it just gets redonkulously harder.
It will happen eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But you can always go to TeePublic and find all of our stuff there. So yeah. Next week on the podcast, we'll be breaking down the Disney Plus original remake of Pinocchio, which, funny enough, stars Tom Hanks as well.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? Tom Hanks is just everywhere.
Dude, he is. Like, he's an Elvis, which is right in line with A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see where Pinocchio ranks. Because Pinocchio holds a real special place in my heart, because this is actually my favorite, like, classic Disney film. I loved this movie so much growing up, and I still do. And I'm just very interested to see if they actually do some of the dark ass moments that are in that original, because I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, that donkey scene, holy shit! When you get older, that is just so sad. Like, it hits you. Oh my god, it's heartbreaking, that scene. That's all I gotta say about it. But yeah, you guys can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we'll see you guys next week. Give me a wait. Ha! Fuck. Okay. Ha! See you real soon! How was it?
That was awesome.
Yes!
Deuces.